Joining us now is Michael Orez from Odlum Brown Financial Services Limited. Hey there, Michael.
Thank you, Michelle.
Michael, for as long as any of us can remember, Canadian couples have been saving for retirement. And one of the financial instruments we've used is the spousal RSP. It's been particularly useful when one spouse earns a whole lot more than another. But I understand that recently maybe that's changed, that it's no longer necessary to worry about a spousal RSP. Is that true?
Things have changed a little bit. Certainly since 2007, we have been allowed to split certain types of income, but I wouldn't say that spousal RSPs are no longer necessary. There are some situations where they still may come into play.
Okay, so then tell us how pension income splitting works.
Sure. So certain types of pension income are eligible for this pension splitting. And basically what happens is one spouse, presumably the higher income earner, can allocate up to 50% of this eligible pension income to their spouse. And essentially what they do on their tax return is claim a deduction for that amount, and the lower income spouse will essentially add that amount onto their tax return, presumably being taxed at lower rates. So in order for this to happen, all that takes place is on a year-by-year basis, depending on the need, the two spouses will file a joint election with CRA and indicate that they're both willing participants and the amounts that they would like to allocate.
All right, well, it sounds relatively simple, but I suspect there's probably a couple of other little tricks or useful tips we need to know.
Yeah, for Canadian pensioners age 65 and older, eligible pension income includes lifetime annuity payments from an RSP, as well as a registered pension plan. It also includes withdrawals from a RIF, a registered retirement income fund. Now, if you're younger than 65, the definition's a bit more restrictive and unfortunately does not include payments out of a RIF.
Okay, so Michael, if we have a different situation. One spouse has retired and the other's still working. How does that impact?
That's one example where a spousal RSP may come into play. First, actually, for clients who would like to retire before 65, if they are not able to split that type of pension income, they're at a bit of a loss for that gap period. And that's where a spousal RSP may come into play, because the lower income spouse can use their spousal RSP to generate some funds for themselves, taxed at a lower rate. And as you asked earlier, for clients who are not ready to retire and want to keep on working, as we do see with many clients these days, some clients work well into their 70s, and as you may know, after age 71, you can no longer contribute to your own RSP. However, you still can contribute to a younger spouse's RSP, provided that you have the room.
Okay, it's all very interesting, and when it comes to taxes, it's never very simple. So I would imagine this is really where you want to have an advisor to help you out, make sure you make the right decisions.
Absolutely. Every situation is very specific, and there are other factors to consider, so I would definitely recommend speaking to your financial advisor.
Michael Orez, thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle.
North of 49, a guide to the rest of your life.